Shlomo Mintul Lebanon, Shlomo from Mount Lebanon. We saw in the last episodes how much the Lebanese tongue today is actually from the Syriac family. It's modern Syriac. Today we will go through 60 words from Lebanese used every day, and we will see how these words are actually Syriac. Starting with the word we saw last time, Natur, from Syriac Notur, in Arabic Haris, meaning the guard. And then if we ask a Lebanese, how are you doing? And he will say, Mnih. Mnih means resting or fine, from the Syriac Niho, resting, whereas in Arabic it would be Murtah, for example. So it is Syriac word. Something good, we would say Tayyib, from the Syriac Tobo. Mainly in Arabic they would go to something like Laziz, tasty. Lebanese would say Teb, from Syriac Tob. In Arabic it would be Idhan, and this would be something in between good or so. Lebanese also use the word Hello, from Syriac Halyo, in Arabic Jamil, beautiful. Lebanese would say Dain, from Syriac Dain, in Arabic Idhan, so, then. We use it when we say, for example, Ba'dain, afterwards. In Lebanese we say Ta, from Syriac Da. In Arabic it would be Likay, for, to. Let's sit down to study. Ta, Nedros. This is how we use Ta from Syriac Da. In Lebanese we say E, from Syriac in. Between written Syriac and spoken Syriac we often lose the final N, so in becomes A, meaning yes, Naam in Arabic. In Lebanese Zajal, poetry, we say of, meaning more and more and more if we like what is being said. This would be in Arabic Aidan, for example. And we also find it in our prayers when we say I kanud bashmayo of baro, as in heaven, also on earth. In Lebanese we say sh'ol, in Syriac also sh'ul, meaning to raise something, in Arabic irfa. In Lebanese we say pash, also in Syriac pash would be haraka in Arabic, to dig. And we also say in Lebanese bara'et, from Syriac bara'et, that would be in Arabic yataharrak or yahtaz, meaning to shiver. And in Lebanese we say dabbi, from the Syriac dabi', meaning to stick, yulasik in Arabic. In Lebanese we say tawash, from Syriac tuash, to deafen, meaning dalla, shawasha in Arabic. In Lebanese we would say addain, from Syriac aidon. Al-waqt in Arabic, it's actually a timer in English, and it is used for irrigation and still called today addain. In Lebanese we say zghir, in Arabic saghir, in Syriac zu'ur. So what happens between zu'ur in Syriac containing a Z and saghir in Arabic containing the sound gh, this will make a word, a new word between Syriac and Arabic, zghir, meaning something that is small physically. Now if we go to something that is small in another way, like a niggardly person, we will just say in Lebanese the Syriac word زعور, and this would be in Arabic حقير. In Lebanese we say إمتى from Syriac إمات, meaning when, متى in Arabic. In Lebanese we say Eid, the hand, Eid also in Syriac, Yad in Arabic. In Lebanese we say Rakib from Syriac Rakib, and this means to compose, Allaf, Nasaq in Arabic. In Lebanese we say Mai, Syriac Mai, Arabic Ma, water. In Lebanese we say Kirsh, Syriac Kars, Arabic button, the belly. In Lebanese we say Shmail, Syriac Simol, Arabic Yasar, the left. In Lebanese we say Hole, Holen in Syriac, again we lose the final N. That will be Haula in Arabic, those. In Lebanese we say Hayde, Syriac Hode, in Arabic Hadihi, this, feminine. Now in Lebanese the 12 months of the year will be Shbat, Adar, Nisan, Ayar, Hzairan, Tammuz. Same thing in Syriac, Shvot, Odor, Nisan, Iyar, Hziron, Tammuz, etc. In Arabic it is totally different. It is Rabi' Akhir, Jum'a Awwal, Jum'a Akhir, etc. Here the year is based on the moon, and when they want to use the modern year based on the sun, they will use just English like February, Maris, Abril, Mayo, Junio, Julio, Agostos, etc. In Lebanese we say Tlete, in Syriac Tloto, Thalatha, in Arabic for number 3. In Lebanese we say Tnain, Syriac Train, Ithnan in Arabic, meaning 2. In Lebanese we say Kilkun or Kilkun, in Syriac Kilkun, and in Arabic Kullakum. So we see here the plural in Lebanese with an N, in Arabic with an M, meaning all of you, Kilkun. In Lebanese we say Be Lebanon, in Lebanon, Be Lebanon, Be Lebanon in Syriac, Fi Lubnan in Arabic. In Lebanese we say Mar, in Syriac Mar or Mor, meaning sir or lord. It would be Sayyidi in Arabic. And we have it also in village names like Bet Mere, Mere being the plural of Mar, and we have names like Maroon, meaning a little Mar, a little lord. We have then Mart, the feminine of Mar, and this means a lady, a spouse. In Arabic it would be Sayyida. And we use it a lot in Lebanese when we say Marte, my wife. And when we talk about the Virgin Mary, Mort Maryam. In Lebanese we say zit, to throw. Now this is a word that we only find in the Syriac of the Maronites, not in other Syriac, because it comes from the Frank or French, the French of the Middle Ages, from the Crusaders' times. The Crusaders had lots of influence on the Syriac of the Maronites, and zit is simply jet, to throw, jet in French, but we do not have the letter J in Syriac, so it was replaced by a Z, and this means to throw. In Lebanese we say abr, abro in Syriac, it's the thumb, matfan in Arabic. In Lebanese we say shbo, Syriac shbu, meaning to throw, ermi, or even utruk in Arabic. In Lebanese we say ziyah or zayyah, and in Syriac zayah. In Arabic al-tatwaf, meaning a procession. In Lebanese we say bura, from Syriac buro. In Arabic ahmak, or mad, or a junkyard. In Lebanese we say ri, Syriac ri, Arabic ikra, read. In Lebanese we say ktub, ktub in Syriac, uktub in Arabic, write, to write. Lebanese we say malfain, malfono in Syriac, muallim in Arabic, a teacher or professor. In Lebanese we say atme, in Syriac amtono, in Arabic dhalam, darkness. In Lebanese we say bi'ajale, ba'gal in Syriac, and bi-sur'a, quickly in Arabic. In Lebanese we say amil, amlo in Syriac, fa'ala in Arabic, to do, to make. In Lebanese we say amede, amad in Syriac, ghatasa in Arabic, to dive, and meaning also baptism in Lebanese today. In Lebanese we say ayim, oyim in Syriac, oyem, koyem. In Arabic, waqif, to stand up. In Lebanese we say nes, nosh in Syriac, jama'a in Arabic, people. In Lebanese we would say mizreb, in Syriac mizreb from zribo, that is ghazir, sari'a in Arabic, meaning fast. In Lebanese we say abe, abyo in Syriac, samik in Arabic, used to talk about thick hair mainly. In Lebanese we say edem, dom in Syriac, amam in Arabic, this means in front. In Lebanese we say waino. In Syriac also we can say waino atro, from where, and in Arabic aina huwa. In Lebanese we say yishhad, shuhdo in Syriac means an offering to a beggar, for example. Mainly in Arabic, even if yashhad exists, but the real translation would be rashwa. In Lebanese we say shaham, in Syriac shhimo, meaning blacken or dirty, yaswad in Arabic. And finally, in Lebanese we say jnoon, for something great, something beautiful, gnuno in Syriac, and actually this means the bridal bed. So why do we say this? It comes from our Christian culture. We use it mainly for saints, like for example Saint Marina. We say that her life was so perfect, such a perfect example of Christianity, that after her death she would be able to go to the bridal bed of Jesus Christ, gnuno. And when something is perfect or great, we still say today jnoon. Now, of course, a bridal bed today is understood in a different way, but to get the real meaning, we have to enter the real mentality of the old Maronites of Christianity, the deep meaning of Christianity and spirituality, and understand the meaning of words. But for that, we need to learn in our schools not only our Syriac language, but also our history and spirituality. Shlomo min Lebanon, Shlomo from Mount Lebanon.